Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, there are a lot of notes when you look through paper money of the United States that definitely fly under the radar. Okay, for instance, what is a red seal $2 bill worth? Off the top of our heads, every one of us is going to say it's somewhere from $7 to $20, depending on condition. That's what everybody's going to think instantly when you think of a $2 red seal. You're going to say that they're very common, they're very easy to come by. I have a whole stack of them over on the shelf. They're not that impressive. They're not hard to come by. They're easy enough to get into your collection, and most of us have probably picked one up for under $5 just so we can have one, or they may have been throw-ins in other parts of collections that we may or may not have purchased. But if you have the opportunity to go through a bunch of them, there are going to be some surprises in there. Now, you guys know that star notes obviously are an easy target. If you can spot a star note, I doubt anybody would have a star note mixed in with a clump of red seal $2 bills. But there are other factors with those star notes. Some of them are much shorter printed than others, and there are mules. I know, Dan, I don't want to hear it. Who cares about mules? And, I kind of agree with what Dan says. Who cares? But that doesn't change the fact that they exist. And if you bought a note and weren't looking for a mule and then discovered it was a mule, and the mule is worth 5 times what the regular note was, all of a sudden you're going to be pretty happy you got a mule. So, yeah, there's all kinds of hidden things when it comes to finding notes that are undervalued or underpriced, just because some people are unaware. And that is a huge way to show a little bit of profit in some of these notes that most people wouldn't ever think of. All right, we'll get to that a little bit later. Here's my 1,000 singles. Let's get those out of the way. And let's take a look at what I found this week. Starting off, stripper note. Yeah, note is soaked in baby oil. Makes the note transparent. It is icky to the touch. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, not worth anything special, but it was a find. Where's George note? Check this out. That's pretty interesting. Track this billions. What? See where I've traveled at where'sgeorge.com. It's got a superhero on it. That's pretty cool. Please report all sightings of this bill. That's just neat. What's on the back? Anything? No, nothing on the back. So yeah, where's George? Some people get very creative with that. I will make sure to log it, and I will probably be spending it. Found some trinaries, 0s, 3s, and 7s. No additional value on trinaries. I collect them for fun because I have fun with the hobby. Not everything I do is for profit. Imagine that, doing something for the fun of it. Yeah, you will not catch me buying trinaries. They have no additional value. I collect them trying to match serial numbers. That's it. Anybody who wants to pay cash for trinaries, that's a waste of money. They're so easy to find. That's why I show how easy they are to find every single week. But yeah, trinaries, 0s, 3s, and 7s, 1s, 2s, and 8s, 6s, 7s, and 8s, 1s, 4s, and 7s. And this one is quad 1s, and it's trinary, 1s, 7s, and 8s. No additional value there. Quad 2s, quad 9s. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s in a row. Too bad the note is in just horrendous condition. Kind of looks like it sat in a puddle. Maybe it sat on a bar and just got soaked with anything and everything. But either way, just 5 in a row. Not worth anything, but it was interesting enough to pull. Here's my stars. Always check, make sure that they are not filled in. This is from 2017A, 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 2017, 2017, fairly low number, 10,000. That's kind of cool. Let's see, 2017, 2013, another 2013, And this one is from 2006. 2006 star found in circulation. Terrible shape, but I found it. That's cool. Older notes, 2003A, 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 2003A. Quite a few of these out there. 2003 in terrible shape. 2003, terrible shape. 1999 actually in decent shape compared to all the others. Another 1999. Another 99, 1995, not the plate number of 295, also not a web note. Another 95, and the oldest note I found this week is a 1985. So that's what I found this week. What did I pull out? Well, I spotted this, and I think I may have been the only one to understand what this actually was when I purchased it. This is a 1928D. It's a legal tender mule star note. Okay. So, yes, it's a mule. You're welcome, Dan. Yes, it's a star note. Yes, it's a red seal. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you collect mules or not. The fact that this is a mule makes it worth a little bit more, and that's what we are interested in. Now, the average person doesn't know that, even though it says it right on here. They don't understand that it's still worth more money because it is rare. It's rarer. It's rarer because the back plate and the front plate don't match. That's what makes a mule. A real mule, is when a horse and a donkey get together and have an offspring. That offspring is called a mule. So when you put two things together that aren't supposed to go together, you get a mule. The front plate and the back plate, those are two different, they're from two different series. That's what makes this a mule. And the way to know that is to look at the back plate number and compare that to the charts. And luckily, we don't have to do that anymore because it's just listed in the book. Any plate number above or below this, that's a mule. So that makes it easier to find. So what are we talking exactly here? You can see we've got a 1928G $2 red seal. Now, the red seals, those are legal tenders. What that means is that there was a law passed that required the government to have a certain amount of money in circulation. And those were known as legal tenders. A law was passed requiring requiring money to circulate. So those notes that were fulfilling that obligation were stamped with a red seal, and that's how those come about. Star notes, as we all know, are replacement notes. So when they printed the notes, if there were any mistakes, they would pull the error notes and replace them with star notes. And in all the different processes, like I said, this one here is a D. So once you go through the 28 series, the 28A, B, C, D, and so on down the line, they may have had extra plates from the C series laying around and decided to use those plates, those back plates, because they hadn't worn out yet. They'd use those plates with the 1928D. So now you have a 28D face and a 28C back. You've got two notes that don't belong together. Looking at it, you're not going to notice a difference. That's not the point. The point is that they are different, and someone else already went through the trouble to figure that out. But once again, eyeballing this. When you see this in auction, most people aren't even going to look twice at it. They're not, even if they see the word mule, they're not going to care because it's a $2 red seal, right? This note isn't worth anything. Why would anybody pay $40 for this note? And they just scroll right on by. Well, let's look. Here is paper money of the United States. I will show the cover because everybody will ask. Paper money of the United States. All right. And here are red seals. And if we look, $2 red seal. This particular one, we know we can look right here. FR 1505 M star. So now we can find this very easy. There's the numbers. 1505 M star right there. Second from the bottom, and it tells you right here the reverse plate number. There it is, 288 and below. That's a mule. I know you don't care, but the thing is with that mule, okay, the one right above it is the star that's not a mule, and this is in VG8. The mule is $95. The star is $50. And the regular note, the regular 1950 or 1928D is $10. So $10 for the regular note, $25 for the regular mule, $50 for the regular star note, $95 for the mule. Those are in VG8. My note happens to be a 12. That's the second column. If we look here, first column VG8, second column is 12. And as we go down here, there you go. 95 in an 8, $175 in a 12. It's $350 in a 20, $450 in a 40. By the time you get to choice uncirculated, you're talking $2,500. Compared to the $175 of the regular $2 bill. Do you see how all of a sudden it's worth looking for those? Even compared to the non-mule. The non-mule star note is $1,250. The mule, $2,500. My particular note happens to grade 12, so we are talking $175, and there's no arguing. There it is, F12, $175. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it, but I'm sure I did not pay over $100 for this. Why? Because I bought it at auction, and people don't care about mules. So I was able to pick this up dirt cheap. So look out for those mules. You might end up with a highly, highly profitable note. All right, guys, if you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading your comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.